Bernard Hopkins home. We feel proud and
T-Street Controversy Live
that we can make this fight with Caprello and main events. This is what boxing is all about. These types of fights don't happen very often. Bernard Hopkins making history in every single fight, every single event. Keeps on proving every single person wrong. And here we are again. So we feel that Golden Boy and big events, we're just along for the ride. We're here to witness a tremendous fight. We're happy to be back on HBO, which is a pleasure, and we obviously owe it all to Bernard Hopkins and to Sergey. So
I'm really happy this fight ended up in this market. There was a lot of interest from other places, but this is Bernard's home, and it has been Sergey's home for the last two fights. All good things must come to an end. Obviously, Main Events believes that it's time for a new era, for the torch to pass, so to speak. Bernard clearly knows the grace. So that's what makes a great fight, when you can have two very different points of view and walk into the fight saying, gee, I really don't understand this fight. There's so many questions to be answered. It's what the sport needs. Two great fighters putting their titles and their legacy on the line to prove that not just who's the best, but I think they've already enhanced their legacy by agreeing to this fight. And it's a shame it doesn't happen more often in the sport, but it is, I believe, the most anticipated fight of this year. This is one of the fights where I just get to sit back and watch the fights once the bell rings and enjoy it like a fan. So really can't add anything to what we're going to see here. It's going to be terrific. So we're going to talk to the fighters and get your
the mic is yours, Champ.
First, I thank everybody for showing up on time. Ready for some big fights, especially mine. I believe it's the biggest fight of the year. As far as interest of the possibilities, either way, glad that I get a chance to be on the stage again at this time of the year. Closing out the summer, going into the fall months, going into the fall months, and then of course winter. So I'm really excited.
Fighting in Atlantic City, that gives you an advantage at all?
Not at this level. At this stage of my career, to speak for myself, whether it's Atlantic City, whether it's the Barclays Center in New York City, or whether it's in North Jersey, the venue. At this stage, a ring to me is a ring. I think that when you fight away, for guys like myself as veterans, you have a little bit more suspicions of not being at home, or you got to do a little extra because you're not in, they might say, comfort zone or whatever. But I make every place, which is a ring, my comfort zone for multiple years up in boxing. So at this stage, for a younger guy, he might feel kind of the opposite, but no. To me, it doesn't matter. I displayed that in previous fights in Canada, another country, Quito, Ecuador. Early in my career, suffered 2 knockdowns before my way back to a draw. Everybody's know that. So I'm comfortable no matter where I'm at or where I'm fighting. It could be another country, it could be my country, it could be wherever. Because I believe that when you've been in the sport and know the craft and understand it, no matter where a ring is at here, on this earth, it's my home. I make it my home, don't make me its home. That's the difference in the mindset.
You think everything through, and you have a history of having success against young, strong guys who are big punchers who come to you. When you look at Sergey Kovalev, he's a young, strong guy, a big puncher who figures to be coming to you. I mean, you talked about comfort zone. Is that a style that falls into your comfort zone?
Yes and no. I mean, the last time I heard that he can box, showing he can box, he's showing that he can do things that I don't hear people talking about other than the punch. Are they traumatized by the knockouts, the punch? But I, being in the game for almost 3 decades, I look for more than just what a guy brings to a gunfight other than bullets. So to me, it could be backwards, it could be frontwards, it could be sideways, it could be all the things that I was taught in the game of boxing. To me, boxing is a sweet science. And the sweet science is just not based on one particular thing that you can do well. The science of everything is universal. And a lot of fighters don't get taught that because their teachers weren't taught that. And so the student is only what the teacher is. If the teacher is not as bright as the teacher should be, then the student will always fail when they run up against a guy like Guillermo and myself. That, to me, answered that question. It might have answered questions before it even come to me, by me just explain what I just explained that quickly. It covers all that, it covers all that. So to me, some people want to define Bernard great when guys come forward, okay? But there's guys I fought and ran and tried to box, and I outboxed them. When you're dealing with an all-around fighter, a complete fighter, you have to go back to, you got old school music, you got old school this and that. When you look at old school, you can't just use the word old to make a point of age. You got to look at old school of what used to be, but just happen to exist right now in the new school.
We're going to do the picture with the two of them so that we can get Sergey with the TV and the banner, and then you can continue the report.
We do the photo op. Let's do this while we roll these, so we don't break it. And then we do the photo op, and then we go on to the next thing because we got a flow here. So we got everybody here at one time. Get that out, and the photo op, and go. Bam, bam, bam. That's what I just got from explaining. You just seen a display of when you off course and you jump from 1 to 4, you get beat. You jump from 1 to 5, you get beat. You go from 1, 2, 3. Y'all human beings. I said y'all human beings. Did you know I got into that? Okay. That was a display of what I was just saying. That was could have been, and it wasn't set up by me. I don't want y'all to think it was set up by me. But that was a display about what happens in the ring when I step in there. If you pay attention and just miss what I said and just miss that little 2 minutes or that little minute of that interference and that distraction, I am an alien. See, this with the alien thing is really so surreal. That I don't even have to say nothing, but y'all humans will make everything I say display. It's unbelievable. But it's not unbelievable that I don't believe it. I understand y'all. Y'all just don't understand me. And that's why y'all here with a nice crowd, 49 years old, less than 90 days from being 50. And I understand y'all don't understand me, but I understand y'all. And that's why I'm always not only 2 days in front of you, a year, 12 months in front of you. Next question.
Yeah, one thing that's going to get tossed around a lot, one word that's going to get tossed around a lot in the lead up to this fight, history. You already got a lot of history. This fighter to win a world title, and all this to hold it. one piece of history that hasn't been made by anybody yet is the first person to knock Bernard Hopkins off. I asked Kovalev if that's something he's thinking about. He said no, but you got to figure it's in his head somewhere. Do you think that part of what he's going to feel is some pressure, you know, that to be the first one to do something that nobody's ever done?
First of all, I think that anybody at the right time in the right place can get knocked out, can get severely beaten. But it's his job to do what others try to do, and it's my job to do what I've been doing. Did you like that? And so my thing is, there's no really pressure on me. But one thing is on Bernard Hopkins that no other fighter really have to deal with because they ain't in this situation that I've been in. Is that how I continue to keep making history. And I don't think that is a time in boxing history that anyone in any weight class, in any era, have completely rewritten his own history. I mean, just think about that for a minute. Now, I know sometimes it's best for others to say what I just said because it's coming from them and then you can dialogue on it. But definitely, I ain't trying to be cocky about it. Somebody might have came here, somehow didn't even think of that and didn't even ponder the thought of that. Because sometimes when I say it, I might say it as, you know, in a way sometimes without meaning it or meaning it braggadocious, like I come through that. But I'm saying, think about it. Muhammad Ali, greatest. Ray Robinson, greatest. Hagler, Ray Leonard. I mean, I can go on and on from old school to new school, this era, that era. When you look at that and you say to yourself, I mean, you're writing your own legacy for the future boxing champions of the world. 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. You're going to be right here, and they got to reach that. That's motivation 10, 15, 20 years from now that no one will be able to erase. So, Bernard, when guys think they can go and do what they want to do, be the first one. He's not anyone else other than coming off. He can punch. His record shows he can punch. He has a high percentage. I think it's over 90%. I think only 3 or 4 guys alive. So, have I ever been in this situation before? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got 26 years in this business. I think my health is pretty good. I think I talk more clearly than most people that never took a punch in their life. I'm very, very, very up on history, and I take it seriously. I'm no gatekeeper for no one. They might want to characterize it as that. You beat Bernard Hopkins, you be the first one to do this. Okay, I understand. I understand that humans have a timeline when you're supposed to go. 35, you should be done. I don't care which sport you're in America. It's the facts, y'all. I ain't make it up. So at 35, if the math is right, 2001, 1965, January 15th, I was fighting Tito Trinidad. They said I was old. They started calling me old at 35, remember? You had 5 more years on that, and then you're 40. We gotta be slowing up now, 45. Now, all the fighters that either got a decision over me, whether it's by my own mouth and execution, still doesn't make it right. You won, you win. You lose, you lose. Why I win or I lose a fight that I'm supposed to lose but didn't really lose, and the fighters that won is not around. You get punished every time you come against me with a pen. And I had patience enough to wait to see that punishment be displayed. Some had dropped off the face of the earth. drop dead, literally, in time. And some have sacrificed their own meal ticket for their kids' school because they got a win, but they didn't get a career. You sacrifice a win through politics and lose a fighter. I can name 10 of them that could have been champions right now today. So I don't know what kind of evidence I need that I'm an alien, other than the things that's there. Don't take my word for it. The most cleanest athlete in the history of sport is superior. I take care of my body. I take care of my temper. I don't even like wine in my shrimp scampi. And the chef told me it burns off within seconds, so don't panic. You're not going to be staggering out the restaurant, never mind down the street. These are the things that make me different than Kovalev and any other fighter. And I don't even know his lifestyle. God bless you. If you think that I am what you read or might heard, or the time lapse of when you're supposed to become magnified, old, you won't because as long as I got to continue to show and prove, it's not to prove, but really to show that I am who I am. I got more fans this year than I had last year because of WBO. Literally. I'm a part of y'all. I'm definitely not y'all. Any more questions?
Does it also make you an alien that you are probably one of the few guys you can count on one hand that consistently seek out the toughest opposition out there? You know, there's a lot of low-risk, high-reward fighters out there. I'm sure you recognize. You constantly, and Kovalev's probably another one of those guys which probably makes it such an interesting matchup. The fact that you're consistently seeking out the toughest fight.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's meaningless for me to fight someone that I don't have a motivation to believe it's a threat there. I mean, it's a threat there. It's a threat. That's the only thing that I feel that for the last 15 years of my career. I mean, I took on the best in every era that I've been in every weight class. I even pondered one time going up to heavyweight fighting David Hay, as you remember. I even talked about fighting James Toney at cruiserweight. We had made the Ring magazine cover, ready to go. Couldn't get the deal done. This is what they call a pattern of mine. This is nothing new. I want the best. Hagler fought the best. Ray Leonard fought the best. The Alis of the world, they fought the best. I'm from the era where I fought the best. I fought the best, and that's important to me. To be able to do something that others tried to do, or out of reach to even think about doing. To achieve undisputed status, the best in that division, twice, 2001, and now. I mean, that's that. I mean, I don't want to be on nobody pound for pound list when I win this fight. I'm putting it out there now. I don't want to be on nobody pound for pound list because putting me on a pound for pound list says that I'm human. And it says that I'm human based on the characterize me 1, 2, 3, 4. To me, you got to make a new list. And what I'm doing now is making a new legacy and a new list and a new way to judge how, if you're great, then we got to find a word that's greater. So look in your dictionaries, your Webster's. Y'all Americans know how to make up titles. Make up one. That's what y'all do. So please, don't pick me on anybody's pound for pound list because then that would make me human, right? That would make me just like them. To do the things that I've been doing, you have to humble yourself. As irritated you might be with me. Right? I ain't get beat yet, I ain't on the floor yet, I ain't grabbed my mouthpiece like Tyson was, I ain't doing these things. But everything might tickle your fancy in a way of not tickling you. please, don't put me on nobody's pound for pound list. Right? I respect the pound for pound list. But you gotta do another list for me everywhere. Think about it. You gotta actually sit down and say, who do you pick this man at? You can't put him in the top 10. He's doing something that no one ever done. So to put me in the category where everybody basically 2-time champion, 3 times, I mean 4-time champion, another thing. That's been done multiple times. What I've been doing for the last 10, 15 years of my career is supposed to be over about a math, you do the numbers. You say 15, right? I'm supposed to be done with 15, right? 15 years ago, 49, subtract. 15 out of 49 leaves you 37, 34. Okay, I never passed math, but listen. But I'm supposed to be done around the T. I'm supposed to be done. When this fight's over with, I have given another undefeated fight, which I've got a history too, starting from Tito. Well, not with the big name Tito, but it started with Joe Lips. I love fighting guys with undefeated record. I'm a little envy of that. Oh, I am. So I want to be the first one, right? That fighter no more longer be called a virgin. It's been had. He has a 1, right? I've made it 1 or 2 times. I've done this. I made a history of making it 0, haven't I? Now, this is something that I have a pattern doing. This ain't just hype talk and all that stuff. That's why I ain't had to holler, I ain't got to go defensive. I have a history of taking the O's away and giving a guy not only maybe his career, some have bounced back, the devastating loss to an undefeated fighter who's been crushing somebody, punching, because he is dangerous. He's always dangerous. One thing about a puncher, they got a puncher's chance. You can be beat on to the 11th round and pow! My God. So we understand. Bernard is very daring. The alien likes to walk on a tightrope, 50 feet in the air, maybe 100, with no safety net. Come see the show. I'll make it across the other side of the building. Let's go.
That's a history to be used a lot. You've been bringing it up. This is what we need to have to be make history about being the first person to knock you out. He's got a 0. He's never been knocked out. But Oscar's here. It's been 10 years and 17 fights since you scored a knockout. What would it mean to you if that string happened to end against this kid?
Oh, that would be something that I open to a lot of people because I'm on a knockout drought. But I did break the knockdown drought when I fought my last fight. But that would be something that would be like, okay, the drought is over. So don't think I'm gonna stay around and go another drought for 10 more years or 7 more years or whatever. But that would be good. That would be good. Whether it's knockout, TKO, or whatever it might be. If I see the opening, I'm going to attack like I normally do. But I understand that when I go in that ring, and use everything, all my alphabetical skills, A to Z, and just systematically give a lesson for all those who's watching. You know, remember, I get paid the same whether it goes 1 or whether it's go 12 rounds. In some cases, you just understand what do you get out of going rounds where a guy look like he's going. If he's going, I'm going to get him. If he look like he's going to be had, I'm going to get him. But in the same token, I think it's such a testimony to see a 50-year-old man less than 100 days from now go 30-plus minutes with a young, strong Russian Krusher puncher and not get a scratch on it. And nobody say, I'm on no medicine. See, these are things that you got to analyze and you got to say, wait a minute. I ain't bought it at first. I think he is alien. See, after a while, you get to see, you hate for a minute. Because I got to get convinced. We all in our life, every man here, or every young man here, you know, came to a point in your life, whatever it was, you wasn't sure. Maybe it was 2 or 3 times. Everybody got their own numbers. After a while, you got to say, wait a minute. Like, you got to tip your hat and keep going, you know, do what you got to do. Maybe you can learn something later on. But this is a sweet science. I learned from the great fishers. I learned from the older schools of the old thought. You take care of your body. You don't fight for the networks to get back on TV and look exciting but don't duck. Again, they got their own agenda. That's cool. I got my own agenda. When it's over with, I want to be able to take my kids to school and be able to talk and the teacher understand me. So I'm already taking a risk by what I'm doing. Now for me to abandon, listen to this young man. Listen to this young man. When you abandon the sweet science, you come to a fight all the time being led to believe and tricked that you're going to punch everybody and you're going to fall. Then you're going to reach that guy that don't fall. See, this is what these young boys ran into. Then you reach that point where this guy ain't going. Then you got to question yourself. What's happening? You look at the coach. You seen that happen, right? You see guys do that? Now you're panicking. What do you mean? So now you need to tell me I got less than a minute to get ready. I'm doing 7 push-ups while you sit down in your corner and you looking at an old man that you was tricked to believe, and you seeing a guy doing push-ups while you sitting down and you 15, 18 years younger. What did that do? This ain't no game you're in. Don't let the joker tell you to be a star, duck 1 and take 5. Who gonna count your money? When this is all scrambled, you gonna let Joe, Bobby count it? I guarantee you, it won't be the same number that they got at first. So ducking, that's the science. Ain't this day of thinking? This day of thinking is the MMA, the UFC. If you ain't a puncher, you ain't excited. Okay, well I ain't gonna be excited, but I'm gonna keep whooping the ass and you're gonna have to deal with it. You get all these belts. You got the power, your shit. I did it in the middleweight division, I kept it for 12. I said, man, I'm going to two weight classes. You're only 160 pounds. Brother Nazir, you see, old man, how are you going to be November 8th, you fighting, you get on the scale at 178 yesterday? Get out of the gym. What are you talking about? Please, it's my lifestyle.
And please,
see,
don't defang this guy.
When you have a fat stomach, you shouldn't do it. If you're younger, I say, if you're younger and you're joined out there like that, you should be mad. Because I would be. This motherfucker 50 years old, my stomach got here, but had diabetes and everything. He's sitting right here.
Don't defame him and don't decline. Don't say, excuse me, don't say after the fight.
Sergey,
I knew we could handle this guy. This guy's a short enough vision. Lightweight champion. Don't start saying he wasn't ready, he wasn't this, he wasn't. He was all of that. Say it now.
That's right in the middle for you.
Say that. Right in the middle. Do that shit all of a sudden.
Right in the middle.
You know, I thought he was
Right here, please.
Right here, please. Right here.
Right here, one more time, please.
Tell him to get the picture, tell him I'm a camera.
Fist here.
And over here, please. One more here, please.
Hold your fist wrong, man.
Right here, please. We're not right to the lens, please. Thank you. No doubt.
Hey, you on the list. I got you. I didn't email you back, but you're cool.
Good move. Usher. Okay. Everyone right here, please. Gotcha. Right here, please. Right here, please.
All right, right here for 2, 1, and 2. Thank you. Right here, right here.
And here for 2, please. Right to the lens, please. Thank you.
Before you go, you get one.
Thank you.